Hey dudes, I'm back with another video, an actual Reign of Arrow guide, the one and only Fire Reign of Arrow Deadeye, with some blast run action too, sometimes. Let's go. So I've been playing this build since last league and a lot of you guys asked me to make a video for it, so here I am. It's been one of my favorite builds this league. It's pretty tanky, fast, overall well-rounded character, albeit rather expensive. You can do all content with this build, but disclaimer, you will not face roll Uber Elder with it. You'll need to summon your inner Mathel for that. I'll just do a voiceover while showing you some gameplay. Let me know in the comments if you like this format or not. Here's the recommended gear by slot. As your weapon, Chainsaw is what you want as it synergizes really well with Reign of Arrows, is cheap, and does a ton of damage. For helmets, we have 3 choices here. Devoto's Devotion is king for mapping since it gives 20% increased move speed and some attack speed. For more tankiness and damage, a Starkonja is never a bad choice. And finally, for Delve specifically, a rare helmet crafted with Pristine plus Scorched Fossil is a good option. With lots of life and the mod, nearby enemies have -9 to fire res. As for the Ancient on your helmet, I really recommend the Reign of Arrows has 15% chance to fire an additional sequence. For the Quiver, a Signal Fire is the best in slot, so you convert 100% of your damage to fire and is rather cheap. The Body Armor slot is the most versatile here. For supreme tankiness, you can use a Comes Heart, but you'll have to swap 2 gems to use Blast Rain. Colors remain unchanged. A Lore Weave is very good choice too for damage and elemental damage mitigation. It's very easy to chrome too. And another chest with lots of life and base crit for attacks is amazing too. In this video, I'm using a Belly of the Beast to just get some life and res, and it gets the job done. For the glove slot, a 2-socket pair of Tomb Fist really reigns supreme. You want to socket at least 1 Murderous Eye Jewel in there to proc the Intimidate bonus and get the extra damage. For boots, I like to just get a lot of life, resists, and most importantly, at least 30% increased move speed. And finally, jewelry. This is where most of our damage comes from, and here's what I recommend. For the amulet, Exhaust Heart is really the best choice by far, but it's an expensive item, and if you cannot afford it, you can just use a rare amulet with life, crit multi, and elemental damage with attacks. If you don't really have, if you cannot afford it. As for rings, I like going with an opal ring with life, elemental damage with attacks, resists, but you can also replace that with a Mark of the Elder plus Shaped Ring setup for more damage. And also you can note that I use the Pyre when I run big Beyond maps to destroy the bodies and prevent dying to Death Not Dead. Also, the pop sound is way too good. In the belt slot, a Headhunter is where it's at, but if you don't have one yet, you can check my previous video on how to farm one with Reign of Arrows, or a good Stygian belt with life, elemental damage, fire damage, res. It's pretty easy to get a very good belt in Delve. The flask setup I recommend is as follow. A Bubbling Divine Flask of Staunching, a Wise Oak. Make sure your fire res is the highest for 15% pen. A Chemist Diamond Flask of Heat, an Alchemist Quartz Flask of Warding, and finally an Alchemist Quicksilver Flask of Adrenaline for the speeds. To close the gear selection, jewels. In this build I used 2 unique jewels, Lionized Fall in this spot, right here, and a Watcher's Eye with crit multi while affected by anger, but you can also use a Watcher's Eye with fire damage while affected by anger. It's probably very expensive though. I like getting utility and defenses on my Abyss jewels. We have 3 slots here if you decide to go with a Stygian belt. So something like life, onslaught if you've killed recently, blind, attack speed if you've crit recently, damage if you've killed recently, and resists. And finally, a Viridian jewel with life, attack speed with bows, fire damage, proj damage, global crit multi, or attack speed is very good as well. I will link a PoE trade search, so it's easier for you to get your jewel. As for the gem setup, I recommend in the weapon, Vol Reign of Arrows linked with Mirage Archer, Combustion, Immolate, elemental damage with attacks, and fire penetration if you have a 6 link. For Blast Rain in the body armor, I recommend using elemental damage with attacks, concentrated effect, Mirage Archer, Immolate, and Fire Pen if you have a 6 link. Note that you only need one 6 link if you don't mind swapping 2 gems when needed, by swapping Reign of Arrows with Blast Rain and Combustion with Conk Effect, but you only need Blast Rain for tougher bosses anyway. It also opens up the use of a Commons Heart for more life if you desire. Cast when damage taken, link with Immortal Call in the gloves, Herald of Ash, Summon Lightning Golem, Blink Arrow, and Blood Rage in the helmet. Anger, Curse on hit, Frenzy, Projectile Weakness in the boots. On to the Ascendancies, Bandits, Pantheon, you name it. So here we're Deadeye, and I like picking up Gathering Winds first for my normal lab, followed by Fast and Deadly, then Far Shot, and finally Endless Munitions. The 50% increased AoE works on your Herald of Ash too, so it's a rather big deal, and you need it, so Uber Lab, pretty big deal. My bandit choice, as in most Creed builds, is helping Alira and kill Hawk and Crichton. We don't like them. And finally, for the Pantheons. I like going with Soul of Arachali here with at least the first upgrade, Captured Arachnoxia. Makes your leech and recovery much better. And here, for minor gods, depending on the situation, Soul of Shakari with the upgraded Poison Immunity or Soul of Grootcool for the extra mitigation. Now for the skill tree, this is what it should look like, but don't worry, I will link in the description a few skill trees so you choose the one that you prefer. As you can see in those clips, all tier 16 Guardians are very easy, same with tier 16 Elder Guardians and Shaper, but I won't show you the Uber Elder fight, I just suck a lot. But hey, I got it and I got a jewel. Well, it sucks too. Also, here's the clip of the build in action with Headhunter on the tier 16 Toxic Sewer and beyond. And it's pretty insane, and this is the reason why I love this character so much. Toxic Sewer is the perfect map for this build. And I highly recommend that you give it a try. Okay, well, just for good measure, here is the last phase of the Uber Elder fight to show you how much of a shit show it is. But hey, I killed it, and I also got a jewel, so enjoy. And for leveling, because you will ask, I will simply direct you towards my previous video about how to get your Headhunter, and I provide a quick guide how to prepare your leveling as a Reign of Our character, so I really recommend leveling not as Fire, but rather going with a Lightning variant with a Tempest and switch once you finally have all your gear at level 70 if you want to. Or you could just farm your Headhunter before and then switch to Fire. Your choice here. Oh, and if you're wondering about my MTX combo here, here's what I'm using. The Apocalypse Helmet with Wasteland Horns, Automaton Wings, the Ivory Arc of Courage, Automaton Weapon Effect, then Shadow Stalker, Body Armor, Gloves, and Boots, the Automaton Character Effect, some old Blood Letter of the Vol, and that's pretty much it. It looks dope, I love it. And there you have it. I hope you enjoyed the video. It took me quite some time to make, and I want to thank Nate Vation who made the edit of this video. So thank you so much for watching. If you want to see more of me, I stream live on Twitch at www.twitch.tv/Somayd_. You can throw me a follow to be notified when I go live. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel as well. I'm gonna trying to make it out there. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you very soon.